Hello guys, how you doing? And welcome to the next episode of Hermitcraft. We are here on Avalon Island and I am waiting for some cobblestone to smelt into smooth stone because I want to go work on the nether tube. We need to do that quite often and there's a little bit of that I've left out. If you remember where we started the diagonal part of the tunnel, well, we never connected it up to the first floating part with the lava tubes coming down from the ceiling. So that'll be something interesting to do because it won't be like the other parts we've built. So I'm just wandering around the island at the moment, not knowing what to do while I wait for this cobblestone to smelt. So here we are in the nether. I've set up a little outpost with my supplies for building, and it was just a few days ago that I tore this one down. It's in the exact same place as we had it before, and I don't know why I took this one out because we still had a bit of bridge here to build, but this is the bit I was talking about. And I'm going to think about what it is I want to do. I don't think we're going to stray away too much from the theme that we have already. Probably not going to do the lava thing coming down from the ceiling. I have to think about that. But one of the reasons that I want to keep the theme kind of the same is because we've got a nice transition from nether brick through the fortress into this style, and I think if we keep transitioning from one style to the next, it's not going to look as good, so it needs a bit of consistency. It's going to be like this for quite some distance till we get to the last bit of the bridge where we're going to change it up once more. But I think the first thing we should do is just extend this bit here, bring it out so that it's ready to make the turn. So I'm not sure how much further I have to bring it out, but basically this side's going to come round to here. This side is going to come somewhere out a little bit further, and then it will be ready to go in a straight line and we can connect the two together. So I've got on this section ready to begin building the next bit, but I've made a big mistake. I'm going to correct that in a moment. You can see that goes 3 blocks wide, and on that side it's only 2. And I've also put the glass around the outside, but I do have to be careful of ghasts while I'm doing this. So this is what I've done. It just comes to here, and then you can see it turns around a bit, although now these 2 blocks here will be out by 1 further. I could make this go forward a little bit more, but I thought it'd be a good idea just to start the decline down to that one now. So what I'll do is measure the distance between the 2 points and then divide it by the height difference between them, and then we'll get the rough kind of number. It'll probably be a fraction of a number, but we'll get the rough idea of how many blocks we need to go down at a time. And then after that, still don't have any ideas exactly what I'm going to be doing. Probably using just these blocks again and coming up with a slightly different design for the decline that we're going to do. Okay, I've started construction of this bit here. We've got the natural slope leading up to this bit, and I'm just trying to, get the floor of the bridge going, and then, sorry, I keep referring to it as a bridge, it's the tube. I must keep calling it the tube. I've been trying to get the floor done and then take the sides from there, but they're probably going to be really similar to what we have already. And then I had this little problem up here where I couldn't quite get these to meet up, and I was a little confused as to what happened. And that's when I've noticed that down here the grass is too wide, and to compensate for the diagonal, up here we made it 3 wide. So because it's diagonal, it's like 2, then 1, then 2, then 1. But if you go across like this, it's 3. And when I've come around the corner here, I made this bit initially too short, but actually it was the right distance. This was too wide. In fact, you wouldn't be able to stop it where it was. It would need to come further forward for that to be shorter. But now what I'm worrying about is the other end of the tube where we started the other one of that. I've got a feeling that's going to be 3 wide instead of 2. So I'm going to take a little trip down there and find out. Good news is good news. This is 2 wide, so there's no problem here. I think if this was 3 wide, I would just have to leave it, considering how much I've built so far. I'm starting to get a little bit less OCD about those sorts of things, especially with these big projects. When you make little mistakes like the half slabs down there, they shouldn't actually be there. I don't know, it kind of evens itself out in some respects. You've put in so much work and effort, it's really not worth the hassle. So another progress update, nothing too interesting, just that I've corrected this bit here, and there was a load of other little problems that I've spent my time correcting. So now it's all ready. Oh look, there's a half slab up there that shouldn't be up there. So yeah, we're ready to build this bit here. Still haven't got many ideas, so that's what I'm going to be doing next. When I come up with something I like, I'll probably build a fair amount of it, show you that, and then build the rest, and then we'll probably move on. We're just going to do this bit for today, and I just wanted to know, is this starting to get a bit boring working on this? It isn't really for me. It feels like when I'm commentating though, it's not too much to say because we're just building the same old thing over and over again. I mean, the project was started 13 episodes ago, so we have been working on this for some time, and we're going to have to do a lot more to finish it. But let me know what kind of balance you like. I like to try and do a little bit every episode or every other episode at least. Well, there you go. There is the tunnel. I didn't have too many ideas what to do, so I thought I wouldn't do anything fancy, we'll just keep it simple. And I thought I'd throw in some stone bricks, and that's when I decided to put the little windows on either side. And you know what, that looks really good, and I should really change my texture pack because the glass is really annoying me, and I think this would look that much better if it were changed. The roof is nice, it slopes down slowly, but there's nothing too special going on here, it's just very basic, which is pretty much all I was in the mood for at the moment. I couldn't think of anything fancy to do other than maybe trying some things with the lava again. So we have this odd bit here where there's like a half finished panel. We should actually probably put some slabs like that, so yeah, that looks, do you know what, I might even, oh, now I've got the glass on the outside, that's going to annoy me. Okay, let's remove that and go like that. Do you know what, I don't think it looks good on this side. I'm going to remove it on that side and let's see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, that works for me, so I'll just do the same thing over here. So yeah, one thing about this tunnel is it gets, kind of feels like it's more narrow, because here you've got 2 blocks on either side, but you sort of got 3 as well, because you've got this bit over here, and then when you go through here it's just 2 wide on either side, so it's a bit narrow, but you know what, it's really not a big deal. And the only thing I have left to do now, I can't sprint, that's because I haven't eaten in a while, is just to go on top and check that all the bits are even on the outside there, because when I was building this it slopes down every 2 blocks, and I wasn't sure if I was placing the slabs on the right side on the outside, so sorry, in the right place on the outside. So I'm just going to clear that up, check that that's okay, and then all that's left to do is to remove some of the netherrack on either side, and there's really not too much that needs to be moved. It's at this point here that I'd like to clear some on that side, maybe on this side as well, but in general I don't think we need to clear too much of it. And where is the way out? I did have a little opening on the side, I'll just make one here. So I finished working on the roof. When I was building this I was placing blocks in odd places, so I had to come out here and just tidy it up, and what we have now is every 2 blocks it goes up half a slab, which looks good I think. And this doesn't really match up with the rest of the tube, but the good thing is that the setting kind of changes, so it does actually work I think. You've got this kind of style that is always out in the open, and then when it comes through into this netherrack it changes up, and it doesn't really look too bad because it goes through a different sort of area, if you see what I'm saying. But I think if we were to have this going out over there a bit more it wouldn't look as good, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It's just that it changes when the environment changes, I guess, is what makes it work for me. So I've removed some of the netherrack down the side here, just so when you look out of the window it's not so in your face. Didn't want to place that one there. And done the same thing on the other side here. You can see it looks a lot better now. Yeah, we've removed netherrack so you can see more netherrack basically. But yeah, I have something else in mind now that I want to do, another little project to work on, so I'm going to go head over to the nether hub and tell you all about that. So that project is the trading post. Corrales. Hey dude. Oh, what did he just ender pearl into himself? I'm not sure. Now he's got his sword out. So yeah, the project that I have in mind is the trading post. Do you know what, I can't talk and type at the same time. So yeah, the project is the trading post. Now, this has been, I think, a success in some respects because people want to use it, but the system itself isn't that great. You see, if you want to do a trade, you have to open up a chest, pull out the book, open up the book, and then read it, put it back, etc. Now, if you just want to have a browse through all the different trades that are available, you have to go through every single one of these chests to check what's there for sale, and it's really not that practical. So I think we need a redesign. We also need to make this bigger, and what I've got in mind is putting some chests like we have already at the top and the bottom, except it will be one person will have 2 chests, so items for trade at the top, and then the price, like, you know, I asked for iron, whatever that's called, goes in the bottom, and then the sign that you have in the middle you can write down the trades on. Now, one sign isn't enough, so when I redesign this I think we're going to make sure there's a couple of signs in between, or maybe just in general make it so each person has like their own area to do their own kind of trading thing with. You know, like if we give them a 3x3 area like this, they can put as many chests as they want in, or lots of signs, you know, just make it more flexible and easier to do trading. So I want to rip this one out that's here, and the reason why is because it's kind of open above there. There's a bit of netherrack around the place, but if someone's moving around and a ghast just fires at them, then it blows up the glowstone like there. So I think the best place to build this is down below. It gives us a good opportunity to actually put something on the bottom ring. I think I'm the only person to have an entrance down there at the moment. And why am I walking around? I could just end a pearl over there. Yeah, so this is the place over here that we could build it, and I've just realised, like with my entrance, that could be a bit of a problem. Except, no, I think what we'll do is have an entrance through the middle like that then goes into the room with the trading, and yeah, that's just because of the lava. I've talked about that before. You've got lava up the top, you've got lava on that level there, then the level above you have bricks, so you can't have an entrance just there unless you don't mind it going up a step. But that's too much focus on the details. This is where I want to build it, and I think what's behind here is mostly netherrack, so if it's all encased in netherrack, that's a really good thing. Yeah, it looks like it is, you know, because we don't want those ghasts blowing up our trading post like the other one. But anyway, I need to just hollow out some area around there and start figuring out what kind of dimensions we have for building this. So I set off a bit of TNT to help me clear it out, and it looks like I calculated where I put it wrong. I've blown a hole in the old trading post, but yeah, no big loss.
Ah! So what is this going to be?
This is the trading post.
This is going to be the trading post down here too?
Yeah, I started to clear the area below, and I blew up the top bit, but what I'm going to do is just make the whole room bigger. Because at the moment we've got a system where you have to look through each chest to read a book to then be more confused as to what's going on. Basically, it's not that great a system. Let's just end a pearl up here.
So I was gonna say, let me grab an extra sign out of something so we can make a sign that says, "Hey guys, don't break this." But
why did I not think of that? Just put down a sign. So
let me. I'm building one now out of the wonderful spruce wood that I set aside for Generic Bee's house. Hey, you get 3 signs now.
Yeah, you can. You get 3, and you can stack them up to 15, I think.
Cool. This whole is intentional.
Oh, put it was made by a nether creeper.
Wait, there's no nether creeper. Okay.
Hey, we're playing in snapshots. Someone might fall for it.
Oh yeah, that's true. So okay, so then we have 3 chests. You have 6 places to put signs and your name. Well, actually, I guess you have 9 places to put signs and you have your name.
Joe, I think I've got a better way of doing this. Rather than having a set layout, why don't we give people space to do what they want? So, if I
so everyone gets a stall.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how big this stall should be, but maybe if it was something like that, and then you have like a little cutout space like this, then you've got space to work with to arrange it how you want. You've got plenty of space to put up signs and chests. So, yeah, you could just do it in your own manner.
So everybody needs a 7x7 for this. So this, okay, so the barrier here, just so that way this person gets their own, they're not sharing a wall. So like, that would be the end of your cube, or your
and then
area. And then the new one starts here. And so what I like that a lot. So how many people are on the server?
We
should probably know this.
Yes.
I think it's like 12 or 15, but I don't. Well, like for example, there's like the Pixel Nerds, which is like 25 people.
Yeah.
No, not quite, but
almost.
But yeah, let's let's start digging these out. I
think we should just give it a little more thought into how big we make these boxes, because if you've got something that's 3 wide, you could put 2 chests next to each other. You could even put one down there, actually. Maybe.
Oh, well, what I was thinking is the reason that I put that wool in. Whoa! That guy scared me like crazy. So, for example, this.
Oh, like a little walk-in area.
Yeah, it's an actual like booth. It's a stall. Everybody has a trading stall, that is essentially got a 5x5 floor space, an
Yes.
additional wall on either side, and then you can just stack your chests in here like so with signs or whatever. You can set it up any way you like, but everybody
That
gets.
is great. Yes, I'm totally on board with that. No, I think that's great.
Okay, awesome.
We should probably put down some signs somewhere saying like it's suggestible to just put down a sign that says what's for sale, or a group of signs like easy accessible, and not do the book thing, because that was a fail.
Yeah, that was way too much work, and you can't sign the book, and people are accidentally editing.
Yep, I noticed that in mine. It had been edited. Let's have a look here. Ah, I can't do it on that side. That makes that one. Actually, do you know what? I'll actually like the wall. You can color code it, can't you? Like
What do you mean?
16 colors of wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's more than 16 people here, but maybe we could color code it to a degree, or just use different materials in between.
Oh, hey, before we make a bunch of 5x5x5 spaces, we
Yeah.
should probably put a block in the middle of each of them
Oh, why's that?
because we're essentially creating a ghast spawner.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's be smart about that one.
That's
That would have been
crazy.
really embarrassing if we dug out all of these and then we turn around and there's just ghasts in all of them.
Oh, yeah, I'd love it. Like, imagine them. They'd just sit perfectly, their big face just sitting at the front. Oh,
And we just turned down all our volume stuff so we wouldn't
yeah.
notice. We're just like, all the wool is on fire. Everything we've worked so hard for is just undone.
Oh, that would be
So,
classic.
yeah,
I
I'm
was just
actually gonna
wondering.
add another pillar here probably too.
I'm already thinking about aesthetics. I'm gonna bring over some nether brick. I pray there's some left around here, because I have tons of it back at my base. Oh, there is. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to make a trip all the way back there. Oh, that
Now
was.
just,
Oh, no, 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 no. Log out, log out, log out. Did you log out?
I logged out. Okay, well,
Oh.
you
Well,
know
that's
what?
the end of that.
That's the end of that episode.
We
Come back
could.
next time, y'all, when Usama and Joe get killed by the pigmen when they log back in.
Yeah.
So until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.
So yeah, I bumped into Joe Hills, and we actually went round the spawn village for a long time as well. I got some cool stuff to show you there later on in the episode if we have time. And we came back here and worked on this bit, as you saw. We also talked about the Nether Hub itself, and one good idea that I'm hoping to implement this episode. You can see there's lapis over there. Now, we were talking about when you're here in the Nether Hub and you're looking around for where it is that you want to go to, because it can be a little confusing. It's starting to get a bit more recognisable with like the emerald blocks there, but when you're just looking around, there's no real indicator to what side is what. So by having that trim of lapis there, I've suggested putting it going all the way around the outside. You can always sort of see that when you're level eye with the ground, or if you're looking up as well, because you're not really going to be looking down there for an entrance, so you can always see it. And I thought it'd be a good idea to have a different colour in each corner. So we've got lapis for this one, since Biffa has lapis on his entrance. We're going to do emeralds over there, and then we'll find another couple of materials with a different colour to do in these two corners. But anyway, back to the trading post. At the moment we haven't done much more than what you saw, and that could have been another disaster. Yeah, I had to leave it for a while, and then Joe told me that it was okay to log back in, which it was. But what I want to do now is just go over this design again, figure out how much space we're going to have, and yeah, just do all the measurements and stuff, because it'd be a bit silly just to rush into building this. We want to make sure that we plan it out right and give ourselves enough room to expand it and get the size of the rooms right as well. Before we do that, I think there's actually something else that we should be doing first, and it's something I talked about with Joe but I didn't put in the video. I mentioned how on the other side we have a staircase going from one floor to the other, and we should definitely have that over here where the trading post is, but it'll have to be inside of the trading post. Now, we're planning on making this a 2-floor thing as it is, so there's already going to be some stairs, and the best place to put them stairs is right at the entrance, because if you want to get from this floor all the way to the top one, you don't want to walk to the back of the room and then go up and then walk all the way across again. So we're going to put these stairs on this side right here at the entrance. So I'm thinking we should put in some stairs, figure out what width is right and what feels good, and then work the rest of the room around from there, because I want it to be symmetrical. So the width of the stairs will be the same on this bit here, and I think I might make it more than 3 wide. So just want to figure that out first, and then we can plan the rest of the room around it. So I decided to put the stairs just here, and it has a 1 block gap on either side, which I was thinking I could leave it like open and have an open stairwell down, but I don't think that's going to work in this room. Don't really see that coming together. I think we need to fill it up and keep the walls together on this room. But anyway, that does mean though, by having that 1 block gap on either side, that this becomes the wall of the room, and that works out nicely because then we have 1 nether brick going around the outside and then 1 stone brick. And I think we should keep this nice big open entrance. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it open like this, but I will probably put glass in here as well. And also this is where I thought the floor of the room would be, but it's actually going to be 2 blocks lower than that block there is. So the whole of the front here might have to have a couple of steps leading down onto the floor. So that's probably a good reason to use glass again and just put stone bricks like that. Then have the glass bit here and then have some steps in the middle to lead down onto that floor. And that means I've also got to connect it up to the stairs here as well, because otherwise you're just going to have a stairs for up and down. You'd have to come up here and then go around like that into the room. I'm not really sure. There's a lot more building to be done basically, and I think at this point I want to make a fair bit of progress because I'm kind of overanalyzing some of the small details here with the stairs. I think I should just crack on with building, figure it all out, and then show you what I've got. So at the moment I'm trying to carve out the bottom of the room, figure out the size of each of the booths or stalls, and yeah, I've got a couple of ideas here. First of all, this is what we were going to do. You have a 3 wide entrance that goes into a 5x5 area, but that just doesn't look too good on the outside. And also here, I really didn't want to do this, put the stone in next to stone bricks. I wanted to find something colourful, but lately I've been feeling too creative with the building, so I'm going to focus on the shape, and maybe someone else might want to come in here and take over the materials and bring a bit more colour into this room, because at the moment I can see it getting very grey. But anyway, this bit here is 5 wide, and that looks really nice when it's 5 wide and you've got the upside down stairs at the top and bottom. That just has the right kind of shape for me, and the entrance to each of the stalls doesn't. They look too small and cramped. Now if we're going to make them 5 wide on the inside, then they're still going to stack up next to each other, like at the same pace. I don't know, I can't think of the right words there. So if I were to make this bit at the bottom here 2 blocks wider and then have the pillar like this, the next one's going to start here anyway, where it would as it is. So we're not losing any space by doing that, and I think it would be quite nice just to keep all of the entrances quite wide and big and open. And then perhaps on the inside is where people can bring a bit of colour to the room. If we put different coloured wooden floors down, or just, I don't know, you could do whatever you want inside here. So for my one I might put a load of orange and blue wall in there, and people can easily identify it as mine. Now this is a good idea right here. We've got the trading board, so this can be like a summary. It's actually not big enough for everyone to have their own sign on here. That could be one problem with it. But let's say you head into here from top or from the bottom. First thing you can do is come over to the trading board and get a summary of what each person has, so maybe you don't need to even walk into each little stall. So my plan is to sell the best picks, bows and swords. I want to do lots of enchanting. I think it's worth investing time enchanting bows and things like that, and then selling them on for diamonds for people who don't have that time. So that's my plan, is to do picks, the fortune ones, I talked about that in the last episode, bows, selling the swords that I enchant, and also the feather falling boots. So I can put up a sign here just letting people know that that's what I'm selling, and then they can head over to mine to get that. So I'm not really too sure how that's looking, but that's kind of the best thing I could do. I tried making the stairs 5 wide so it'd fit perfectly into the space, but that really didn't look good. And you know, I don't think it looks too bad. It's just my OCD with the whole uneven thing. I'd rather have probably a staircase on either side or something like that so it's even. But I think this is coming along nicely, and now I want to make a few decisions that I think are quite important. And I think we need to have half slabs in here, because zombie pigmen are just annoying in general, especially when you're building. They're always walking right in front of you, but when you're in the trading post I guess you're not going to be doing any of that, but still they're quite annoying. So I'm thinking that we need to half slab the place. Now I've got a feeling it might take away from the stairs that we have, like the trim or the ridge, whatever you want to call it, that it makes, because the half slabs will be 1 block up from this. But if we do that, we can have the floor slightly lower then, because the half slab of the ceiling That's another point. It doesn't have to have half slabs on the ceiling, but then it's the whole even thing, the top being like the bottom. So anyway, half slabs there to line up with the bottom bit of the stairs. The same thing up here, and then that block there will be a half slab, so the floor up there will be slightly lower. Now, another thing about that is I was thinking of making the ceiling out of glass, and I wanted to do a pattern on the floor down here, have stone bricks going around the outside, then some other materials and redstone lamps to bring a bit of light into this place, and have them scattered every so often in a pattern. But if we do the same thing up the top, it's going to be difficult to pull off if we have those half slabs. And also, like I said, I wanted to do glass so you could see into the room down below. Now, if we'd done it with glass, it wouldn't be too bad actually, because we'd have half slabs around the edge as a trim, then the glass block would be probably on the upper side, so you would have like a half slab and then you go back to a full block up here. Do you know, I don't know, there's just so much to think about when doing this, and I think at the moment I really do need to take a trip back to my base. I'm running low on supplies, ender pearls, food, all of that really. I do have some of it in the ender chest, but I don't know what to do at the moment. I might take a break, I'll probably do a little bit more work, but we'll see. So I think I've hit a point where I'm happy with the project that we're doing at the moment, but it's not really what I want to be doing. For quite some time now I've been really wanting to get back into doing redstone and technical stuff, and whenever I go to try and do a project along those lines I just don't really feel like my ideas are good enough, or for some reason or other I usually come up with an excuse not to do it. So I've been focusing on building for a long time, and building this has been fun. It's something that we need to do, and I like how the project is coming along, but I just feel like it's not what I need to be doing right now. So I record my episodes on the day that you've seen the previous one. I like to have that cushion in case anything happens and I can't record, so that I can get back on track. So when you saw the last episode, that's when I'm recording this one. So I want to ask you guys for suggestions and things like that, but I won't really find them out until the episode after the next one. So I've got a few things in mind for what I want to do next time, probably continuing this as well, but then after that I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions on what kind of projects I should do. So I'm kind of asking for ideas. What I often find is cool about sharing ideas with people is that it doesn't really, for me, ever... Well, if someone has a really good idea, you know, it's a good idea, but for me it's not really about the ideas themselves that are being proposed. It's that they get your own ideas flowing and you start thinking about things as well. And often or not, when I brainstorm with other people, it just gives me ideas for things. So that's what I want to put out there. If you guys have any ideas for Redstoney projects, just leave a comment in the comment box. I really can't give you any idea of what exactly I'm after, but just something that's technical and going to be interesting and a break from what we've been doing over the last few episodes. And hopefully some of you have some really cool ideas. Maybe it'll spark some own ideas of my own. And yeah, just leave a comment and let me know what ideas you have, because I really want to do a Redstoney project, and it's just, I don't know, it's just getting a little tiring building every episode. So like I said, that probably won't be next episode that we start a Redstoney project. If we find the right thing to do, it'll be the episode after, because I'm always recording these a couple of days in advance. So before the end of this episode, I did want to make a bit more progress so people can see what's going on here. I've cleared out the rooms so that we can have 8 stalls on either side, although we're not using this one here. And then we'll probably be able to fit 2 at the back, so that's 10 for the bottom level, and we can put 10 on the top level as well. And of course we can always expand this if we ever need more than 20 rooms, but I think it's a nice size building for the trading post now. It looks good. And what I wanted to do is just build one of the little stalls so we can have a look at what they could look like. Bear in mind I was using limited resources here because Avalon is a long way away. I didn't want to go all the way back there just to gather some different types of materials to use, so I used what was on hand. And I tell you what, I like this glowstone up the top here. Normally not too keen on the glowstone, but the way it's got the cross around it because of the lighting glitch, I don't know, I just really like that. I think it looks cool. But my problem with this is that the floor is made out of half slabs and stairs, so that nothing can spawn in here, like a ghast for example. And chests, I don't know, do they look out of place? I don't think they really look too bad, but there's no like place for them to rest into. I guess you could modify the back of the wall because it's not going to be shared, and if you've got one on the corner you can modify this side as well. So you could have some chests at the back, and then you can put up some signs saying what's for sale, and then a chest for the what you've asked for to be put in there. And you know what, it doesn't look that great, but I think if you use the back wall effectively and make use of the space there, it would be good. So just for example, let's say those were nether brick stairs, we can just put the chest like that and it'll probably look a lot better. So for me, this episode has been somewhat of a lack of direction. I don't know, this trading post does definitely need to be done, but it feels like I'm missing some sort of big project. Like I need to have something really interesting to focus on at the moment. So I am really looking forward to hearing any ideas, suggestions you have at all. I'm sure we'll be able to figure something out between us, because I do actually have some ideas myself. I've been thinking about the mob spawner, about the valve system that I talked about a long time ago, and I do think it might just be the best thing to get on with it and start, you know, playing around with that, because I've been worrying about spawn rates and trying to maximize everything for a long time, and I've really not been too sure on how to do that. So the rates are good over there. There's still more caving to be done, so they'll increase. And if we've got, is that a ghast again coming down close? Probably. But yeah, if we've got good rates, then we've got something to work with. So I think that might be my project, but I will give myself some time to think on it and decide what I want to do. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.